Viewers, I welcome you again here in this session of a new video in which I will explain you the floral characteristics of mustard flower. Mustard belongs to family Cruciferae. If you like this video, then please subscribe my channel just to watch new videos in future also. So, mustard plant, scientifically it is Brassica campestris and it belongs to family Cruciferae. In this family, the inflorescence is raceme. It is raceme inflorescence. What is the characteristic feature of raceme inflorescence? In this, the flowering axis is there and its terminal part is vegetative. Means on the tip, flowers never born. So this axis continues to grow, right? And flowers are born in a specific manner. Older flower towards the base of the axis and younger flower towards the tip of the axis. You can see these floral buds towards the tip. And here in the lower side, these are the old flowers, rather they were the flowers, but now pollination, fertilization is completed. So the ovary change into a fruit. Now I will explain you the detail of a flower. I am separating one flower from this. This is one flower and this flower is ebracteate because at the base, if you see the flowering twig, at the base the bract is not present. You just see this, just focus on this point here, bract is not present, so the flower is ebracteate. This long pedicel is there, so it is pedicellate. And here you can see the male organ as well as female organs. Stigma as well as carpel are present, so it is hermaphrodite. It is having all the parts, sepal, petal, stamen, carpel, so it is complete flower. If you see its symmetry, it is having radial symmetry, and when it is having radial symmetry, the flower is called actinomorphic. And in this flower, all the floral parts, sepal, petal and stamens are inserted below the gynoecium. All the floral parts are inserted below the gynoecium. So this type of flower is hypogynous. So it is hypogynous flower. It is having 4 sepals, 4 petals. So the flower is tetramerous. Now we will discuss its separate parts. See the calyx. I am showing you the calyx. Calyx is a group of sepals. So sepal 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 sepals are there. Sepals are free. So this condition is polysepalous. These sepals, you can see they are arranged in 2 whorls. 2 sepals in outer circle and these 2 sepals in inner circle. And they are having imbricate estivation. This estivation is called imbricate estivation. And these sepals are deciduous, means after some time the sepals are detached from a flower. I am just separating these sepals. One sepal, then another sepal, third sepal, and it is fourth sepal. One stamen also detached with the sepal I will explain you about this stamen later on, but these are 4 sepals. Now see the petals. Petals are also 4. Petal 1, petal 2, petal 3 and petal 4. Here in these petals you can see this petal is having this narrow part and this broad part, right? The narrow part is called claw. This is claw. This is claw, and its broad part is called limb, L-I-M-B, limb. And they have valvate estivation because there is no overlapping. In another flower also you can observe, if you see another flower, here you can see there is no overlapping. In petals there is no overlapping, so it is this type of estivation is valvate estivation. Now come to the androecium part, the male part, androecium. Androecium is made up of stamens. You will see the stamens. One stamen is here, and the stamen which was detached in the beginning, that stamen was present here actually. So I am trying to keep it in its original place like this. It was present here. So there are 6 stamens, and these 2 stamens are present outside. Just a minute. Yes, like this. You just see the 2 stamens are outside, this one and this one, and these 4 stamens are towards the inner side. So this situation is called tetradynamous. Tetradynamous. Tetra 4 di 2. Tetradynamous condition. And they are introdes. Their anther are facing towards the center. Now I am going to show you the female part, gynoecium. For that purpose I will remove the stamens. Stamens are removed to make the position of gynoecium clear. In the center, this is gynoecium. You can see this gynoecium. Look at here. This is ovary, this is style, and this is stigma. If you cut the transverse section of ovary, then there are 2 chambers. So it is bicarpillary. And these 2 carpels are fused. So condition is syncarpus. You can see this is the position of ovary, and floral parts are inserted below. So ovary occupies the top position. Ovary occupies the top position. So this type of ovary is superior ovary, and I am just going to show you the transverse section of ovary, and there you will see the parietal placentation. You will see 2 locules, and in each locule single ovule is present, right? And the placentation is parietal. Here I already fixed the transverse section of ovary. I would like to show you. See, I think you can see it, the partition in the ovary, and in each chamber this ovule 1 and this ovule 2. Okay, thank you.